We'll bring Vice President, Director of Athletics, Tom Jurich, up here for a very special announcement today.
Thank you, Kenny. Kenny's quite the MC, isn't he? No, I'll tell you what. We've done this so many times around this campus, and so many great buildings and so many projects that we've been involved with. But I got to be honest with you, and I mean from the bottom of my heart, this is one of the most special ones I think any of us could ever dream of doing. And in the short period of time from when we started this dream and to make it come true is unbelievable. And both you teams over here, our student athletes, they're the big winners. It's going to be, the campus is a big winner, of course, because I think any time we beautify the campus and put such a phenomenal facility up as this new soccer stadium is going to be, it's always a big winner. And to have, obviously, the exposure off the interstate, we'll never be able to duplicate that. But to have two great people involved, I think that's what makes it a true treasure. And it came from the bottom of their heart. And it came from two individuals. This is not a corporate gift, and I really want to specify that. This is not a corporate gift. This is one of the top individual gifts we've ever gotten in this athletic department, and probably meant for many years to come. And we cannot thank, and I'm going to change the name of this of your release, and it's going to be the Cindy and Dr. Mark Lynn Soccer Stadium, simply because the real catalyst behind this wasn't the great doctor himself, but it was his beautiful wife, Cindy, and to make this happen. And your generosity will always be treasured. These soccer teams are going to have the most unbelievable home you could ever have. And it's not just the soccer stadium, it's the training facility that goes with it. But again, it's just another cog in beautifying Floyd Street, which I think has become a national story. It's not so much a regional or Louisville or Kentucky story anymore. It's a national story. And I was talking with Eric back here about going to the ACC meetings, and it was unbelievable, just the buzz at the ACC meetings about our soccer stadium. Is it really going to be built? And I said, it's really going to be built. And just so everybody knows kind of what our timeline is on this, we hope to break ground sometime in June. Everything we do is ambitious, you know, but Mark, this has been his project, his baby all the way through. He assures me that that's a very fair date to throw out there is June. We want to open the 1st of September of 2014. And play our first game in there. So, you know, God willing, and knock on wood, everything will go great. But I'm so appreciative again, and I can't thank everybody enough. First of all of you for being here, Cindy, Dr. Lynn. I really mean that. Thank you so much. The one thing I do want to let everybody know is the gift is for $5 million. So this takes us over the top. It gives us all the momentum that we need to get this thing started and built and bid out, and so we're ready to go. So thank you.
All right, since he can't really talk for a living and doesn't do this very often, we are very fortunate and lucky to even be able to be a part of this. We can sit and talk about all that Tom has done, but it's actually more for us than just a soccer stadium and more than athletics. We are lovers of the university. It is where all my kids have gone. It has a very special place in our hearts. It's where my home, my business, my life is. And the better the University of Louisville does, the better we all do. And we all know that. If you're a business guy, you understand that. And to have the ability to hand back and to give back just a little bit to such a great, what's going to be a great facility. I did pressure both coaches. They're going to have to teach me something about soccer besides it's a round ball and you can't use your hands. So I grew up in the era that you always use your hands. But anyway, we're really looking forward to it, and we appreciate it, and all the work that Tom and Marcus has put together with this. It's unbelievable. The pictures are wonderful. But we just want to say thank you for letting us be a part of it, and we really appreciate it. So,
I'd like to take an opportunity to thank Dr. Lynn and Mrs. Lynn as well. As you can see behind us, this stadium is going to be state of the art. This will be the Taj Mahal of collegiate soccer stadiums. It's going to be one of the largest standalone facilities in the country, and what it's going to do for us, our coaches, and our program, it's just really going to elevate us and take us to a whole nother level. You know, when you talk about the size and the magnitude of this project, to kind of give everybody an idea, this is going to be the second largest project that we've done behind Papa John's Cardinal Stadium. So this is something that we sat down and we talked about. This is an investment that we want to make into our two programs. Our coaches pour their hearts out every day for it, and this is something that we wanted to do. And with the Lynn family gift, this is something that's actually going to become a reality now. One thing that's great about it for us is it fits our footprint. If you come right along I-65, you got right here on the corridor, provides over 77 million impressions each year. I mean, so this is going to be a very visible piece for us. You can see it from here as you look back there. Papa John's, you're going to be able to see right into it. So this is something that we're very excited about from a visibility standpoint and what it's going to do for us. But one thing again just want to thank the Lynn family so much. I'd like to introduce our coaches, just to have them come up and share with you what this stadium and what this gift means to them and how it's going to elevate our programs even further. So I'd like to go ahead and yes. One thing, and you can see, I think you can see on some of these drawings, but our architect, Wynn Stopenau, and the Stopenau group have done a terrific job. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to be here today, but they have worked in and out with us, and we've gone through a number of times and a number of renditions, and we're very appreciative of all that they've done and the beautiful renderings. I mean, you want to talk about somebody who bleeds soccer and is passionate about soccer, as our coaches are, and that's certainly Wayne and his group, and you can see it in these renderings and what they poured out. So I'd like to introduce Coach Dayes, and she's our women's soccer coach.
Wow, what a great day for Cardinal soccer, huh? Thank you guys all for coming, for sure, but most importantly, thank you, Dr. Lynn, and for you, Cindy, for making such a generous contribution to what's going to be the nicest stadium in the country. Certainly thank Tom and Mark and the CAF department for their tireless work in making this a reality, or this dream a reality. I've been here for 13 years, and I've watched Tom transform this university, building by building, stadium by stadium, and he's done it through facilities. When I first got here, we were in Conference USA. Actually, I didn't even see the Cardinal Park when I first came on my interview, but we were in Conference USA, so Cardinal Park was the exact facility we needed as we transitioned from Conference USA into the Big East. And it's certainly a wonderful opportunity for us as we move into the ACC that we will be playing in the nicest facility in the country. So as we transition now from the Big East into the ACC, it's kind of funny how we get to have one of the nicest facilities again. So our student athletes who are back here today are going to get to play in the best conference in the country, and they're going to get to do it in the best facility in the country. So I know the student athletes, my coaches, and certainly me as the head coach and the representative of the program, we can't thank you enough, Dr. Lynn, and certainly thank you, Cindy, as well. I think Ken.
One of my favorite books is The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. It's a wonderful book because what it talks about is dreaming big, setting lofty goals and staying focused and positive about it. And one of the keys in doing that is training your mind to see beyond what is going on right now to really what can be. And recognition today for the people that are making this happen are people that are doing that on a regular basis. There's nobody that I know that embodies those principles more than Tom Jurich. And we're so thankful for his vision that drives this athletic department on a regular basis, whether it's joining the ACC, whether it's hiring the best coaches, administrators, whether it's building the best stadiums and arenas. It is his vision, it is his drive, it is his standard of excellence that continues to push us to a higher level. So I'm thankful on a regular basis for Tom's vision and his ability to dream, because it allows us to have a better place to work every single day. At the beginning of this project, Tom recognized this was the second biggest project in the history of athletics here. And he handed it over to Mark and said, Mark, here you go, take it and develop this. And not only did they do that, Mark and his staff, complete the task, but they did it in an unbelievable amount of time. They did it so quick that even our team, when we announced this press conference a couple days ago, looked at each other and said, already? This is going on. But it's because of their tireless work and their effort to not only secure the funds, but also develop the plans necessary to make this happen in such a short period of time that around the country people are going, oh my goodness, it's happening so soon. So we thank them for that. And again, the Stopenau group, who were tremendous in developing these plans, they worked with us diligently and tirelessly as well to make sure that it was what we wanted and it is the best soccer stadium in the country. One of the things that continues to amaze me in this community is how the community will partner with the University of Louisville Athletics. It's amazing how willing they are to do that. And Dr. Lynn and Cindy's contribution is just another indication of that. And quite honestly, the growth of athletics here is probably a direct reflection of that participation and that partnership in our dreams and participating in that success. So not only are the Lynns wonderful to the community, they've built a wonderful business and the service they provide, but what's great about them is they give back. The willingness to give back to the community is amazing. And here now they share their gifts with us to provide what is going to be the best experience for our student athletes in the country. What I know is that we'll attract the best student athletes here because of it. There's no question. We'll attract the best competition in the country to play here because they're going to want to play in the best stadium and experience it. But we'll also attract probably even a greater fan base, and we're going to fill that place, and it's going to be electric. That is going to help us continue to develop our players, our people, our young men and women to be the best they can be and ultimately achieve their goals and dreams. But the one thing I want to make sure that everybody understands is that their gift is going to have a far-reaching influence than just here at Louisville. You see, we've gotten calls from all over the country. The very first time that we put this plan out there, these pictures out there were calls from all over the country saying, what is going on? You know, and what's happening now is that the awareness and the expansion and that importance on building standalone college soccer stadiums is growing. So what they're doing right now is not just helping the University of Louisville, they're expanding the awareness for soccer around the country. And quite honestly, what this is going to do, expanding that awareness, is help in the development of soccer. And the real big winner in this is going to be the development of youth soccer around the country. So I stand here and thank you on behalf of the university and our program, but I also stand here as part of the soccer community around the country saying thank you. Thank you for giving the opportunity to our young men and women to continue to grow in the finest facility in the country. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. Karen and I would like to make you an official member, so we're gonna give you a few gifts.
As long as I don't have to run up down the field, we're okay.
As you know, to begin with, the scarf is indicative of soccer, and so we have a scarf for you each.
Wonderful.
All right. And then for, assuming you might have separate offices, we have a frame. And then we have jerseys for you. And as you can see, who rates #1 in the family? We put a 1 and a 2.
That's fitting. That's fitting.
My wife made sure of that.
That's smart lady. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I wanted just to give you guys an update real quick, and I know my dad mentioned the Lynn's family gift is going to be $5 million, and to let everybody know where we are with this project, it is a $17.5 million project, and currently we're $3 million from being fully funded. And we've assembled a great fundraising committee, which is, they're here sprinkled throughout in the back. I'd like to thank them, and they certainly understand that we're going to take this, and this has given us great momentum to go out and then to raise the final $3 million that is needed for this project. But from the bottom of my heart, again, thank you so much. They're just a tremendous family, and we're honored to have your name on the stadium, so thank you very much.
My math is correct. It looks like the total capacity is about 5,300.
Correct.
And the design suggests that you might have the ability to add temporary seats for NCAA tournaments.
That is correct. We'll be able to add, the great thing that, working with the UofL group is that this is built for an expansion. So it does give us the opportunity with the north berm to bring in temporary stands and, when the program gets to the point, to actually make those permanent bleachers. But yes, it is 5,300 seats.
Are you prepared to share with the MISL?
That right now we are, we're looking strictly for our colleges.
Mark, what are the bells and whistles here as you look to put features into it? What are some of the things that maybe are most exciting or happy about?
I think, honestly, just looking, starting with the training center, the training facility. It's going to be 15,000 square feet. It's going to have offices for both men's and women's, locker room, clubhouse. It'll be our soccer central, and not many programs and institutions around the country are able to boast or to have something similar to this. I think in one of these renderings here in the middle, you can see a press box. And the press box is going to be, quite large. That visually, it's eye-catching. When you're driving, I mentioned, driving down 65 and seeing it. That's going to be your first view. Looking right into the stadium, you're going to have this beautiful press box with the glass that's going to catch. And I think, to me, the thing that's really going to stand out the most is the roof, the roofing canopy. It's going to be made of the same material that we have over at Papa John's, that tinsel structure. Be able to underlight it, backlit it, and just really, again, catching the attention of everybody driving down Floyd Street from Papa John's and also off the interstate. So I think we've kind of covered it from all angles to really do our best to catch and to make this the most premier stadium in the country.
Mark, or for maybe Karen, how many other schools have a training facility like that? I mean, are there other schools around, or is this kind of a new thing also?
I'll let the coaches answer that one.
Yeah, there's nothing like this in the country. There are some that have locker rooms and offices attached to it, but nothing like this. What's going to have on the inside are from the locker rooms to the training room to meeting rooms to warm-up rooms prior to the game. All of that is unlike anything in the country.
Eric, to answer one of your questions, to go back and looking at the stadium, what's great too about it is the way that it was designed is that fans are going to be able to see the pitch from any angle. So whether you're waiting in line for concessions, out on the berm, everywhere, you're going to be able to have a great view of the pitch. Right back here, I'll go ahead and show you. This is an area that we're really excited about. In this north berm is creating a family zone. A lot of our Olympic sport venues have been built and based around family conducive stadiums, and this only is going to provide that and enhance it for families who bring out young kids to let them play, and also for the soccer enthusiasts to be able to watch the game at the same time.
Tom talked about Churchill Park. Is it still part of it?
We're currently in discussions, yes, trying to be part of the park.
Where are the practice fields?
Practice fields are right over, we use Cardinal Park right now as well as the McDonald's field right on the corner of Warnock and Floyd.
So you won't use this field for practice?
Prior, day before games, we may use it for training, but on a regular basis, it would be the training fields.
Can you host an NCAA championship with this, or is that preset? Is that something down the line?
This is something that we'd certainly like to bid on. I just, as Coach was talking about, this is going to be the finest stadium, and I think that people are going to want to come and are going to be attracted to come here to host those national type championship games.
Tom, talk about how big, in your vision, you've got softball, they've got their own baseball, and just kind of for soccer to have their own, what they can call their own home.
Well, I think the key thing for our soccer program is where it's been elevated since these coaches came on board. It's a national brand now. It's a national name, and there's no better conference than the ACC is where we're headed towards. And certainly no slouch has been the Big East. I mean, we're leaving a great conference also. So these coaches have done extremely well, and they've brought it to the level where I think everybody notices they deserve a standalone stadium. I think soccer in this area, the popularity of it is incredible. We wanted to take advantage of that. So when the Estopano group, and I want to make sure that we give them enough credit, because Wayne Estopano really put his heart and soul in this. When Mark said he bleeds soccer, that's a total understatement. I mean, this guy is nuts about it. And he wanted us to go see all the great places around the country. And we went, Mark and I and the group went out to Kansas City to see the Livestrong facility and to really look at everything from the inside all the way out and to see a game being played there. And this is what this is going to be patterned after. We're going to have those, can you help me on the boards? On the
Dashboards.
The dashboards are going to be all those LED boards, like you see in Red Bull Stadium and that. And that's going to be an incredible expense. But it's going to also lend itself to the wow factor, which we like to put in all our facilities. All the seats will be red. We'll have a lot of chair backs, but they'll all be red. We're going to have that end zone section will be spectacular. The berm, we really don't know what the seats are. We know for sure they'll be 5,300. the builders, when they get in here, and the architect says when they start putting the dirt in, it might get all the way up to 6,300. So we could end up with the largest stadium. We don't know that. That's not our goal, though. It never has been to be the biggest. But our goal is to be the best, and I think this is going to certainly attain all those goals. Any for me before I say that?
Anything else for Tom while he's up there?
And the NBA is welcome to come play.
Any other questions? Thanks for everybody for coming out.
That's pretty sweet.
All right, Doc. Thanks.